Regardless of geography, ideology, or economy, human minds have designed the systems that manage human lives. Now, state power built for humans by humans must work out how to regulate a new kind of mind, artificial intelligence, and get it to play by our rules. Beijing is giving it a try, issuing draft legislation governing the use of AI.
They're putting in place safeguards against infringement in some fields, especially infringement of private data.
But that's not all Beijing is worried about. It's forbidden to discuss some topics on China's digital territory, like the deadly crackdown on the Tiananmen Square protests in 1989. China's leadership is betting that it can harness the creative potential of AI as long as the right regulations are in place, replicating the success of Chinese internet firms that have expanded despite the scrutiny and shifting demands of censorship. Far more than spinning up subversive information, the biggest problem AI may cause for China could be its impact on labor. The economy already faces a crisis of youth unemployment, especially for white-collar workers.
If it continues to be used, some jobs will be replaced. There might be people who rely on it and think less independently.
Concerns about AI making humans obsolete are global, and like climate change, the actions of one country alone will not solve the problem. Thousands of scientists have signed an open letter calling for AI development to slow down until regulation can catch up. For now, the most ambitious AI projects require huge amounts of money and electrical power to operate, so much that the heat these machines generate can be observed from space. Only major governments and massive corporations can afford them. But if the path taken by computers over the last century is any indication, AI will become inseparable from our daily lives, most private thoughts and deepest emotions, much like social media has. And if we can't decide as a species what rules should govern it, AI may decide to write its own rule books for itself and for us. Wilson Dizard, TRT World.
Well, let's get more on this now with artificial intelligence analysts Preeti Rachel Jasper in London and Gloria Shukurti Özdemir in Istanbul. Preeti is curriculum lead at Cypher Coders and Gloria is a researcher at the CETA Foundation. Welcome to you both. Preeti, if I can begin with you, China is racing to regulate artificial intelligence, it seems. It wants tech companies to register AI products with its cyberspace agency and then submit them for a security assessment before they're released to the public. What do you make of those measures? Are they warranted?
I definitely think that with the emergence of AI in the last decade or so, people are really trying really hard to cope with the new technologies, and it is completely understandable to be sort of resistant and maybe even cautious of the new technologies. So I understand where everyone is coming from, but at the same time, companies in AI are working tirelessly day in and day out to work with the data privacy laws and make sure that everything that is produced is ethical and useful for the environment and for the greater good of mankind. But I hope that in the coming years, we do find middle ground, which is satisfactory not only for the companies, but also for all government bodies worldwide.
Gloria, looking at the draft regulations that Beijing is proposing, China seems to be mainly concerned by AI technologies potentially subverting or even undermining the state. But looking at AI's broader impact elsewhere, what are the potential dangers of this rapidly advancing technology?
It's not only China who is trying to regulate the IA technologies. This has come in from very different institutions and states, because artificial intelligence in itself has very good possibilities and benefits, but at the same time it has a potential dangers because there is no general regulation in here, to tell the truth, that then regulate the way how artificial intelligence, the programs that are, the systems that are created with artificial intelligence, how they are going to act in the future. So for this reason, like artificial intelligence in itself is also at a novel stage, to tell the truth, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But the way how I see it, I see artificial intelligence impacting in three different levels. In the individual level, it affects the everyday life of each of us. And it is here where the ethical aspects of artificial intelligence affect us the most. Like we don't know in some cases where the data comes from, whether this data is biased or not. We have seen in some cases of artificial intelligence where the results coming from the systems were biased because of this reason. We have seen problems, for example, with ChatGPT of bug system. We have seen like uses of artificial intelligence in the case of Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, which were used to alter the results of the elections. So all of this raise the ethical questions, to tell the truth, for the human rights. In the national level, we have a competition, or whether there will be a competition or cooperation between the big tech companies and the states themselves. So what will the future bring for this one? And the last one, we have the international level, where the changes that are brought by this revolution, artificial intelligence revolution, will have a direct impact in the international system. And we are seeing this right now with the great powers rivalry. Many discussions come about the possible artificial intelligence arms race in all of the domains, including here, for example, the space domain, which will bring novel challenges for us again. And so all of these three levels indeed pose challenges for us, and the way how we should react to the dangers coming from the artificial intelligence.
Preeti, as Gloria mentioned, it's not just China that's looking to regulate the sector. Other governments as well, including the European Union, which has proposed sweeping legislation known as the AI Act that would classify which kinds of AI are, quote, unacceptable and banned, which are considered high risk and therefore regulated, and which can be unregulated. What are the examples of potentially unacceptable AI?
I think when it comes to the question of unethical or unacceptable AI, it is a really gray area, because what is good and bad is highly subjective, and it is up to the personal opinion of many people. So at the end of the day, the objective of AI is to help people and assist people, and anything that is created in the world can be used for good or bad, and it comes down to the usage of new technology and how people go about it. So law should be helping people use technology in an ethical way, rather than completely outright writing down an aspect of AI as good or bad.
And Gloria, following on from what Preeti has just said, the flip side to the potential dangers of AI are the potential benefits of the technology. So how could artificial intelligence potentially boost productivity and the economy more generally?
Yeah, that's one of the best aspects of artificial intelligence usage, to tell the truth. First of all, like one of the most discussed issues in here, it is the automating of the routine works, and only by doing this, it will be possible for many of the workers like to focus more on the complex work and leaving aside like these routine tasks that they had to do previously. So by doing this, we will have like products like the products will be a result of a lower working cost. There will be lower prices, and therefore this will be reflected into an economic development or economic boost, to tell the truth. There are several studies regarding this issue, and it is believed that by 2030 the GDP will be increased by approximately 40 15%, or approximately to 13 trillion to 15 trillion of dollars. So this is a very big important step for the economy. First of all, we need to say in here that the automation of labor will result for sure in a strong increase of labor productivity, and therefore it will increase also the innovations in services and products. So all of these three together will result in what we mentioned previously, like the boost of the economy.